I'm Dan Drake. This is Front Up on Geno TV and Channel 99. Our guest today is probably the youngest guest we've had on, but that doesn't mean he's not the best guest. This is Skylar Kardel. Welcome, Skylar. Nice to have you with us. You grew up on Nantucket?
Yes, yes. I was born and raised here.
How did you get interested in science?
Science has always been something I've been interested in. As a kid, I remember taking a lot of walks with my family. I think what really pulled me into the science world, though, the real science, was the Mariah Mitchell Association, which I'm a high school intern at now. It's I started out as a volunteer, and it was a great program.
How old were you when you started?
I believe I was about 10 years old.
And you're 15 now?
14, yeah.
14, okay. But let's come back to the Mariah Mitchell and what you're doing there and so forth. You have a specific interest in birds, I believe.
Yes.
And an expertise in birds, I gather.
Well, I've been birding for about a year, actually probably less than a year now. Almost a year. Yeah, and but I've caught on fast.
Who are your mentors?
Ken Blackshaw. He got me into birds before I even met him. I was listening to his programs every chance I got, and also I loved his books too. I have them all at home, including not just the Birding Nantucket series, but the Bike Birding Nantucket and all the other books he's written. So he kind of got me introduced into the world of birding. He just has a way of talking and writing that really gets you enthused. Another person who got me interested was Vern Locks, who recently passed away.
Right.
He had a great energy about him too, and he just had a way of encouraging people to get interested in birds, even if this person was the opposite of a birder, like somebody who's really into well, everything not nature, I guess. But those were my two main inspirations. But along the way, I've met so many other people who have inspired me in so many ways. Edie Ray, Ginger Andrews, many people who I'm still very close with now, who have helped me grow into the birder I am today.
So what is it about birding that appeals to you?
Birding is, I don't want to say it's an addiction, because addiction isn't funny.
No, true.
But it's something that just captivates you. It's are you familiar with that new game Pokemon Go?
I've heard about it. I'm not really familiar with it, but
it's a similar.
But that is an addiction, isn't it?
Well, for some people, yes. It's people have a natural tendency to identify the things around them, and that is birding is a more progressed version of the feelings. When you, it's like when I pursued those feelings, and that's where it brought me as a birder.
So, have you reached the point where you can see a bird in flight and the way Vern Laux did and identify it?
Oh yeah, there's some birds that are easier to identify in flight than others, like American goldfinches.
Well, partly because of the color in the summertime, at least.
Well, not just that. They have this arching way of flying, and a lot of birds also give flying calls. Like, for instance, the goldfinch has a potato chip call, which it does when it's flying over. Cedar waxwings are another easy one to identify in flight, because they have this very high-pitched sound. It's also kind of a hearing test for some people, because it is so high-pitched. That's why my friends like to joke that I'm the cedar waxwing here, because I have young ears that can pick up a cedar waxwing call from a mile away.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you do banding?
You know, I've been meaning to go banding with Dick V by Ice Pond, but I've never had the chance. It seems like a great opportunity, though, and I would be excited to do it.
That, of course, was Edith Andrews' big thing, and that's her house.
Ice Pond, yeah.
And there's a lineup of cars a couple times a week out there in the mornings
The band.
To band.
Yeah.
But you haven't done that yet.
Not yet, no. But it's definitely on my birding bucket list.
Also, I don't know. There was a woman at the Mariah Mitchell Association who banded barn owls, and Bob Kennedy. I don't know if you remember him, but he was the director of natural science. Banded ospreys and barn owls.
Yes.
So maybe you can start there somehow. If there's somebody doing it now.
I'm already doing some field work with bird species through the Mariah Mitchell. One of my starting projects is actually working with barn owls. We have a plethora of excess or surplus barn owls in our freezer downstairs, and I'm working on determining the sex and how it died through like an autopsy.
Really?
It's really cool work.
Who trained you how to do that, or did you just learn yourself?
Well, it's something that we've done many times in science class before, just cutting open animals. But Julia Blythe, who's she's a great
she's the one I think she's the one I was talking about.
Yeah.
with the barn owl bounding. I think. Yeah.
In our Edith Andrews bird collection downstairs, she's done so many of the specimens down there, and she does beautiful work too. It's great stuff. She taught me, I believe it was 2 months ago, I got to work with her on a male long-tailed duck, which is a beautiful bird.
They're the ones that used to be known as old squaws, right?
Yes, also known as old squaws. Yes, we get them here in the winter a lot. They're a type of sea duck, so you'll often see them off the shore. But sometimes they'll come into some of our local ponds. Like I've seen them in my Comet Pond, just flying off the ocean. Beautiful birds. But yeah, I got to work practicing my taxidermy skills on that long-tailed duck, and it's something I'll never forget. It was a great learning experience.
That's interesting. Can you see yourself being a professional birder at some point?
Maybe. I definitely
a professional ornithologist.
Birding will always be a hobby for me. I don't know if I would pursue it as a career. I actually don't know what I'm going to be when I grow up.
Let's talk about some of the other animals that you come in contact with at the Mariah Mitchell.
Oh, sure.
There are snakes, and there are turtles, and there are crabs, and there are a variety of other things. What of those animals appeal to you more than others?
I actually was really into snakes for a while. I used to go snaking a lot with the Mariah Mitchell Association. We would like check our snake boards and mark the ones that we hadn't caught before. It was a really interesting process. I used to do that a lot. I haven't gone in a while though. But snakes were a passion of mine even before birds. And I still know some of them. I know all the ones on Nantucket, that is.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a second.
I just want to know what kinds of snakes.
Okay.
I've always been interested to find out what.
Okay, I'll ask you.
What kinds?
What kinds of snakes are there on Nantucket?
Well, we have 6 species of snake, all of which are non-venomous. We have garter snakes, which are the ones you're most likely to see here. Ringneck snakes, which only live in a few locations along our east end, like Swamp, that area.
How big are they?
They're actually quite petite. They'll probly grow up to be about 2 feet.
The garter snake can be up to, what, 2.5? Or?
Garter snake, yeah, 2.5, 3 feet. Yeah, that's about right. We also have milk snakes, which are our largest snakes here on the island. They grow up to be about, I think, 4.5 feet is their largest.
Where do you find those?
All throughout our east end, not so much our west end. And they are the only constrictor species we have on Nantucket. Then we have the water snake, which I've never seen out in the wild before. They're kind of elusive in that way.
They live in the ponds?
Yeah, and they can be found in most of our freshwater ponds here on Nantucket. We also have the ribbon snake, which can be found in some sites across Nantucket, and I believe there is also a colony on Tuckernuck. And then we have the smooth green snake, which only lives on Cotuit and Great Point, which is also non-venomous, and it's the rarest snake we have here. Andrew McKenna Foster, my boss, he's only seen like I think 4 or 3 in his whole line of work.
Really?
And he's been up to Kotu many times to monitor the snake population. So they're very, very hard to find.
Spiders. We were actually at the Mariah Mitchell the other day talking about spiders and black widows.
Yes.
Where are there black widow spiders?
Well, we don't actually have any here on the Nantucket. However, Tuckernuck has the highest concentration of black widow spiders in the United States.
Do you have any idea how many there are on Tuckernuck? Or?
I have no clue. But I know that if we had the same concentration of black widow spiders that Tuckernuck has, I think we might have a lot less tourists.
What happens when you get bitten by a black widow? Do you have any idea?
Oh, I don't think it's that bad as people make it out to be. I've heard stories of people getting bit.
Have you
by
seen
them.
one?
We actually had one at the Mariah Mitchell a few years back.
How big are they?
Yeah, they're like
so?
about this big, penny size. Penny size, I would say.
But their legs are beyond that, right?
Yeah.
That's the size of their body.
They form kind of cobwebby webs in like sandplain grassland type areas. And that's where you'll find them on Tuckernuck. But it's curious that we don't have any here. I don't know how they got to Tuckernuck, but I mean, if they got to Tuckernuck, why not here? But I guess they don't come here.
And I guess they don't swim across.
Yeah.
Hopefully nobody brings them.
Yeah.
Including maybe even to the Mariah Mitchell. But no, I didn't mean that. But it's they are. One wouldn't want them to get loose and breed here.
Yeah, that would be bad.
What about other sorts of insects? Have you got insects of interest to you?
I don't know much about insects. I can probably name a few, like the ladybug.
Right.
Or a June bug, but...
But marine mammals, marine animals, do they...
Marine mammal? Yeah, we have several species of marine mammals off the coast of Nantucket. Humpback whale is probably one of the most common. We have also finback whales. Are you familiar with the whale skeleton in the high school hall?
Yes.
That's a juvenile finback whale. We also have right whales, which are very rare. We only have about 300 of them left in the wild. And I actually was lucky this past winter to see 2 off the coast of, I think it was Dionys, or some North Shore beach. But I was with a birding group, and somebody there really knew their whales, and they could identify the V-shaped
tail.
Head. Blowing of the
the
whale,
spout.
which is the spout, which is very characteristic for right whales. And somebody pointed out, hey, look, those are 2 right whales off the coast. And we later reported them to the local Massachusetts Marine Biology Association or something, and they confirmed it.
If you're not necessarily going to be an ornithologist, do you want to be a scientist of some kind? Or are you still not sure about that either?
Oh, well, I mean, I would think so. I'd love to pursue it. People have told me to pursue the things I love.
Biology?
But it doesn't pay well.
Well, it can. Biology, physics.
Doing something in the field
chemistry.
of science would be a great thing to do. I am having actually experience with that right now. I'm working in a Scallop lab with Dr. Valerie Hall. I come in every Thursday and we do various scallop research. We're studying the nub scallop on Nantucket, which is the second-year spawn. It's very interesting field work, and we get to go out maybe every month and collect scallops with Captain.
Doesn't matter.
I'm gonna forget his name. I know Captain Carl.
Oh, Carl Sherland.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was in the movie The Last Space Scallop.
Right.
He's kind of a famous scallop.
What'd you think of that movie? Did you see it?
I saw most of it. Yeah, if not all of it. It was a long time ago though. It's a great movie though. Yeah. It's very insightful.
So do you have would you be interested in getting into that kind of work, the kind of thing Val Hall does? The research and the
I would if the opportunity presents itself. I would definitely.
And you could make a little
pursue that.
money at it.
Well, maybe.